Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Yes, it's 1 p.m. It is that time of the day. It's time for English Grade 7 Home Language. I welcome everybody. I welcome everybody. You know, like any teacher will do, like as a teacher, when you walk into class, you want to take a register. So my way of taking that register would be asking you to say hi in the chat. Please text hi in the chat who is there with us today, so I can see whether I'm alone or not. Wow, okay. Seems like I'm not alone. That's good. I'm so happy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Hi, Lunga, Muliehi, Angelina, Min. Hello. Thank you, guys. Huapele. Thank you, Lenas. Thank you for joining us today. Jonathan, everyone who's here, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, this is grade 7 English home language on the 2nd of July 2020. Yes, I remember yesterday we started on debate. So yeah, yesterday really was more of a theoretical lesson where we learned about preparing for a debate, and it seemed to be very theoretical. And the good thing about it is with today's lesson now is more practical. Today's lesson is more interactive, and I really have done my best. We are going to emulate the classroom situation even on this online platform. Yes, we are going to debate. I hope someone or one of you has a very interesting topic we can use. Okay, let's get started without a waste of time. So in today's lesson, we will be learning about how to debate. Yes, we will learn also about the roles involved in a debate, then how to play those roles. We will learn about when people speak during a debate. We will learn about when they speak during a debate. We will learn also how to explain your viewpoints and reach a consensus. We will also learn about how to use appropriate language, style, and register. And oh, okay, there's something I really didn't write there. We are also going to actually debate. Yes, you heard me. So yes, I hope everyone is ready for that. But before that, we'll have to go through this first to show you how it was going to be done in the classroom situation. Through debate, that is where we get our point of view to be heard by other people. Yeah, there's no other way. So with debate, then you really are at that point where other people can really get to hear how you see things and how you think about certain issues. Yeah. Okay, a code. Yes, this is the same code I used in the previous lesson because this is a continuation. So it was said by Donald Trump, and he said, I quote, "We must speak our minds openly, debate our disagreements honestly, but always pursue solidarity." So yeah, this is something that which we all need to look into, that as you debate, you speak your mind, openly, you become open about your point of view, you become open about your arguments, about disagreements honestly, you become honest to also debate your disagreements. But in the midst of all those things, we remember to always pursue solidarity. We always remember that we are all people. We are all people. We are all people of the same human race, and we all need to respect each other. We need to respect each other, and we need to acknowledge and appreciate our debate to be something so very enjoyable. Not only enjoyable, but also thought-provoking, and it really gets you to think about whatever issue is at hand. Like I said, speaking is one of the valuable assets for you, both now personally in your immediate circumstances as a grade 7 learner, And also professionally, as you are going to grow up to become a doctor, a singer, an artist, a teacher, a president, whatever that which you aspire to be, whatever your career aspirations, then you should also be taught or groomed to talk with ease and accuracy. I know you've been talking for so many years now, ever since you've been talking, but then now you need to get to a point where you can speak easily, you can talk easily, and you can also talk with accuracy, which means that what you are speaking. So this means that if you are saying that this book is green, then even other people who hear you, they should hear you saying this book is green. Okay, so speaking is a very important skill. It is a very valuable asset. All right, so let's get to the order of the day. So to debate is to argue the different viewpoints on a chosen topic. Okay, so that is what a debate really is. There is a topic which is put on the table, and then each and every one will argue their different viewpoints on a chosen topic, right? Another way to think about this is this way. It is like with a talk show. You will see people sitting there on the table, and there is a topic there. For example, let me say that the topic at hand is coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic. So that being the topic, here's what's going to happen. What is going to happen is that in that show, we are going to have different people. you know we are going to have a politician who will be looking at it from a political view. We are also going to have an economist who will be looking at the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the economy. We are also going to have maybe a high school learner who will be speaking in the perspective of school going children. We may also have a teacher who will be representing everybody in the education department. We may also have a medical student, who will be representing the students. And we may also have a doctor, who will be representing the whole medical community. Okay, and we may also have just a regular person from the community who will be representing that community that which they are from. So you will realize that because of all those different people, each and every one of them, they will be talking about this topic from a different viewpoint. The politician will talk about it from the political perspective, the doctor from a medical perspective, the teacher from an education perspective, the the community member from the perspective of the community. So you realize that from the end of it all, you will be having different viewpoints about the same topic. Another example, it is like with a house. If then you really have googled a house online, there's something that which you're going to see is that if you want to know about how a house is, especially if you google it online, maybe maybe your parents want to buy a house, or your brother or your sister, your uncle, your aunt, whoever, you realize that when they see those advertisements, you realize that there is a picture which shows the roof, there is a picture which shows the front of the house, there is a picture which shows the back of the house, there is a picture which shows the side of the house, and then there is a picture which shows the sitting room, another will show the kitchen, the bedrooms, the study if there is a study, the attic if it's there, the bathroom, the dining room, the TV room. Okay, so you realize that if you can take all those pictures and you look at them all together, you will have a comprehensive view of how that house is. You'll be able to know how the house is outside, and you'll also be able to know how the house is on the inside. You see, so it is also the same thing with the debate, that we argue the different viewpoints on a chosen topic. Okay, so if it happens that you have a question, you can raise your hand in the chat, or you can text a question in the chat, and I will get to you. So a debate is a formal oral form. It's a formal oral form for public viewing and participation, right? So this shows that with a debate, everyone can participate, okay? Those bubbly ones can participate, as well as you. If you think you are shy, you also can. This is for everyone. We all have a viewpoint about whatever chosen topic that is brought to our attention. Therefore, it will be good for us to just share what we know, to just share our viewpoints. Okay, so the debating procedure, this is how a debate goes as far as school is concerned. This is how you debate at school. So this is how it goes. We have two teams of speakers. So we have two teams of speakers, usually 3 speakers per team, who will argue for or against the motion, right? Okay, that is a very complex sentence. Let me simplify it this way. We have two teams, okay? Let's say it's team 1 and team 2. So team 1 has 3 speakers, team 2 also has 3 speakers. So the speakers in team 1, they argue for the topic, that is, they agree with what the topic is saying, and the 3 speakers in team 2, they disagree with what the topic is saying. Okay, yes, so that is what that first statement means. Then we have what we call emotion. Emotion is a chosen topic. That is what emotion is. Emotion is simply a topic. So in debate, a topic, we call it emotion. So we can say that emotion is just a fancy way of saying a topic in a debate. And then the motion, it makes claims or propositions. Okay, yes. So I gave an example there. I said summer is better than winter. So that is the claim, or that is the proposition which is made by the motion. Okay, so the motion is just saying that summer is better than winter. I know I can say that some people will agree that yes, summer really indeed is better than winter, but there will be other people, like those born in July, who would be saying, no, definitely not. The winter certainly is better than summer, and that is where the two teams come about, because one team agrees with the chosen topic, and the other team disagrees. All right, okay. Remember, if you have a question on what we are saying, please do not hesitate to ask. I am here for you. I am here to help you. And then the debating proceedings, they are controlled by the chairperson. So what does the chairperson do? Okay, chairperson will sit on the chair. Okay, then the chairperson will introduce the motion and give some background to it. Okay, so remember, this is the motion I give as an example. Maybe I can use it. Summer is better than winter, right? So as the chairperson, okay, usually in this case, the chairperson can be your teacher, your English teacher. So yes, in this context, the chairperson will introduce the motion, summer is better than winter, and they'll also give some background to it, or no. So in the background, as the chairperson, I can say something about summer, when does summer begin? When does summer end? I can also, yes, so I can tell you about the summer months. When are the summer months? When are the winter months? What happens in summer? What is characteristic of summer? Okay, there are longer days in summer. The sun rises earlier and the sun sets later in summer. But in winter, the sun rises a bit later and it rises earlier, those things. So that will be like a background. So what the background does is that it will help everybody to really be in the loop. It will help to keep everybody in the loop. It will help to keep everybody in the loop, okay? To help everybody, to make sure that everybody knows and everybody understands what is happening. Okay, so everybody will know, everybody will understand the topic, everybody will understand what the topic is all about. And since then everybody can understand it, then it is good, it is okay, then we can really go on about to proceed with our debate proceedings. Okay, because if the speakers or some people in the audience do not understand the motion or the background about it, then the debate is going to be boring. It is very difficult, it is very something you do not understand, something that which you do not know whether it's coming or going. Okay, so then by the chairperson doing this, it will help. Okay, the chairperson doing this will really be helpful. The chairperson doing this will be it will be something very helpful. It will really help everybody, the speakers, to understand what's going on, as well as the audience will be listening. They will also be knowing what is going on in the debate itself. Then another role of the chairperson will be to introduce each speaker. All right. So when each speaker comes, the chairperson will introduce who the speaker is and also the team from which the speaker is coming from. Okay, so all the 6 speakers, remember we said that it's 2 teams with 3 speakers each. So team 1 will have 3 speakers, team 2 will also have 3 speakers. So all in all, we are going to have 6 speakers. So the chairperson will be introducing each and every one of these 6 speakers. Yes. Then not only that, the chairperson will also maintain the order in the house. The order in the house, yes. So the chairperson will also make sure that there is order in the house, that nobody is causing any chaos. Nobody's causing any chaos. Nobody's causing any disorder, but that the order in the house is maintained for the good of everyone. The chairperson will also keep time. Okay, also keep time. There will be and also when the debate session will end. Another thing would be the chairperson. Another thing is that the chairperson would also give speakers time limits. So speakers are given time limits. Let's say, for example, a speaker is given 3 minutes to speak. Then that means that when that 3 minutes is over, when that 3 minutes has elapsed, then that speaker should really sit down because their time is up. Okay, so each speaker will be given time limit, and it will be very important that every speaker will keep to the time limit that which is given to them. So if they say the time limit is 3 minutes, please keep it to 3 minutes. Don't speak longer than that, and make sure that whatever you're going to say, your arguments, your viewpoints, make sure that you will be able to say all of everything in 3 minutes or less. Because the chances are that if you don't, the chairperson will really cut you out. They will cut you off. You won't be able to speak everything you wanted to say, and that is something very frustrating in a debate. The chairperson also manages the discussion when the motion is open to the floor. So as the debate goes on, there will be a time where the discussion or the topic will be handed over to the audience in the floor so that they can ask questions, so that they can also weigh in. Remember we said there are 2 teams, team 1 and team 2. So team 1 has 3 speakers, team 2 also has 3 speakers. So there will be some time before the debate is over where the discussion will be open, where the motion will be open to the floor, that is to the audience, so that the audience can ask their questions if they have them. They can weigh in their comments, their complaints, their opinions, so that everyone is really a part of it. Okay, yeah, so there is that time which comes in the debate. Okay, so the only people who speak here is not only the speakers in the 2 teams, but also everybody else in the floor who want to say something. They will be given a chance, they will be given an opportunity to be able to say something. Are we all together? Yes, so that is what the chairperson would be all about. Then if it is a competition, they will manage the vote. Okay, but usually in a classroom context, what will happen is that the teacher, as the chairperson, they will be grading you. Okay, they will be grading you, which means that they will be giving you marks for everything that which you will be doing. You know, your body language, how you speak, and all those things. Okay, so we're still on the debate procedure. The chair will introduce the motion. The chair will introduce the motion and ask the first speaker for the proposition to speak. So what is the proposition? The proposition is team one, which means that the proposition, it is that team which agrees with the topic. The proposition is that team which agrees with the motion. Okay, so in my example, I said summer is better than winter. So that means that the proposition will be the team which agrees that yes, summer is better than winter. So that will be the proposition team. And then the other team which opposes or which disagrees or is against the motion, that team, you call it the opposition team. Okay. So with the debating procedure, what will happen is the chair will introduce the motion, as I've already said, and give some background. They'll ask the first speaker for the proposition to speak. Okay, so the first speaker from the proposition, they will come to speak. Okay, so the first speaker for the proposition side will present their arguments which support the motion. Okay, remember the proposition, they agree with what the opposition side will be giving arguments, opinions, and reasons why they agree with the motion. Okay, so they will be given the reasons why they agree with the motion. Okay, so once then they do agree with that, then they can really give the reasons why they think summer is better than winter. You know, they can give many reasons, but within the specified time limit which is given by the chairperson. Okay, so if the chairperson gives the time limit of 3 minutes, then it should be kept to that 3 minutes. Okay, so after the first speaker is done speaking, they will sit down. The next will come the first speaker from the other team. That is, next there will come the first speaker for the opposition side. Remember, I said the opposition side is the team who speaks against the motion. So the speaker from the opposition side will come to present their arguments which oppose the motion, and they will also attack the first speaker's arguments. Okay, all right. So, all right. Wait, I have a question. So I have a question from Junior saying, what happens when it is a tie? So remember, Junior, in the context of a classroom, you will be doing this for marks, okay? This will be an assessment for you. So there will not be that thing of a tie, because each and every individual speaker, they'll be having their own marks for their performance, right? Okay. But if it was a competition, let's say maybe it is a competition between two schools, or it is a competition between those two teams, what will happen when it is a tie is that each team will have to choose one speaker. So the proposition side will have to choose one speaker. The opposition side will also need to choose one speaker. So those two speakers, so those two speakers, one from every team, they will go head to head. It will be like a sudden death, so to say. Okay, it will be a sudden death, so to say. And then from those two speakers, the speaker who is the most persuasive, who is the most convincing, their team will win. If it happens that the speaker who is the most persuasive and the most convincing is the speaker from the opposition side, then the opposition side will win the debate. You see, so So that is what so that is how it happens. Okay. So yes, Junior, in order to win, you have to have a better reason. Like I have said in yesterday's lesson, I did talk about that when you are preparing for debate, you make sure that you come prepared. You make sure that you come prepared. You make sure that you do your research. You do your research. You get your facts straight. You get examples. You get viewpoints. You get the reasons, statistics, whatever that which you can find, which will really help to solidify your argument. Okay, so yes, that is what it's all about. That's what it's all about, Junior. To debate really is about arguing different viewpoints on a topic and also persuading other people to agree with you. Yes, Junior. Yes, so that is how it works, Junior. That is what a debate is all about. Remember, the people from the other team, they do not agree with your team, right? So when you debate, what you are going to do is when you bring in your viewpoints and everything, at the same time, you're also trying to get them to see things the way you do. You're trying to persuade them to see your point of view and to agree with it. And if they can agree with it, then it means that your team will win. You see that it is like that saying when they say if you can beat them, join them. So that means that because your viewpoints will be so strong and so good, what is going to happen then will be that the members from the other team, when they agree with you, then you won. Because if they agree with you, then it will be very difficult for them to come to oppose what you will be saying. Okay. Yes, so that is how it is, Junior. So if the members from the other team, they agree with what you're saying, really they are losing. It means that you are winning them to your team. Therefore, if you are winning them to your own team, Junior, then it means that your team, Junior, is strong. And your team being strong, it means that you will have so much viewpoints, you'll have so much power, and the other team will lose because they will not be having viewpoints that we should really oppose what your team will be saying. Wow, Junior, thank you so much. That is a very wonderful. Thank you, Junior. Thank you so much. So yes, this is where I was. I said after the first speaker from the proposition side will also come and do the same thing. Okay. Yes. Then after that, what's going to happen is that there will be some sort of a break. And during that break, that is that they are trying to solidify their own argument by attacking the arguments of the other team. Okay. So let's continue then. So far the first speakers from both teams, we have already spoken about them. Then comes the second speaker for the proposition team, who will present the team's arguments, who will continue to build on the team's arguments and present new arguments and then attack the previous speaker's points. Okay, so it means the second speaker of the proposition, they will add on the first speaker of the proposition, and they will build on what the first speaker said. They will add new things on that, and then after that they will attack the first speaker of the opposition team. All right, yes. And then after this speaker sits down, then the second speaker for the opposition side will also come and do the same thing. So what will they do? The second speaker of the opposition will come, he or she will build on the argument of his or her teammate who spoke first, the viewpoints of the other team. Okay, yes. Then after that, what's going to happen is that there will be some sort of a break, and during that break, the motion will be open to the floor. That is, the motion will be open to the audience for discussions and questions. So everybody else who's not debating, who's part of the audience, this is where they get the chance to say something about the topic. This is where they get the chance to ask questions, to discuss, to ask questions, and to weigh in about the topic. Right? Yes. And after this, then following the general discussion, the opposition will sum up first. So it means after this break is over, then the third person from the opposition side will come, right? So this third speaker will come to repeat all of the team's main arguments, and then it will try to persuade the audience to vote against the motion, and they'll give the reasons why. Okay, and this speaker will also attack the arguments of all the other speakers of the other team. Okay, so you will see that for the third team, it really needs that person who's always very vocal, someone who's a very good listener, someone who's very persuasive, because this is where you win or lose a debate. This is where a team wins or loses, by the last speaker. It is the last speaker who can really make you to win. It is the last speaker who can really make you to lose. Okay, so yes, so the last speaker is really that last 5 minutes in a match. Okay, and that 5 minutes can really change everything, no matter how the previous time has been so far. All right, okay. Then the third speaker for the proposition will also come to do the same. So the third speaker for the opposition will come to summarize all the main points of his or her teammates, or they'll attack also or oppose or attack the ideas of the other team, and they'll also get everybody in the floor to agree with them. Okay, then after that's done, then the debate can be concluded. That is, the debate is over, and a result can be obtained in different ways. Okay, and here are some ways. For example, by having the speeches to be assessed or scored by a judge, or putting the motion to the vote. Okay, so there are two ways. So in terms of a judge, that means it will be the teacher who will be assessing every speaker. The teacher will be assessing them on how they speak, their mannerisms, their verbal communication, their non-verbal communication, whether they stick to the time limit. Competition, we can really ask the floor, which team really won? Is it the proposition team, or is it the proposition team? So from the vote to the floor, we can determine or decide which team wins. Okay, usually what they will do is it the proposition team? And then people will shout, then come to ask again, is it the opposition team? Then people will shout again. So the team which received the loudest shout will become the winner. It means that that team was the most persuasive, it was the most convincing team of the debate. So that will be how it will be like. So extra tips for debating. Oh, I don't know if you will get time to debate. So extra tips for debating. Number one, you plan your argument by noting 3 or 4 reasons to support your point of view. Remember, for every opinion you have, for every point of view you have, you really need to have reasons, okay? If you say that summer is better than winter, you need to tell us why. Why are you saying that? Give us those 3 or 4 reasons to support your point of view. Number two, explain your points by using interesting and unusual facts or examples. That is a good thing. The good thing about this one is that if you can use unusual facts and examples, it is going to be difficult for the speakers of the other team to attack your viewpoints. You know, if I come here, then I talk about something because they do not know it, you know. So yeah, it will be good to use interesting facts as well to capture your teammates to also build upon your arguments. The number 3, remember to keep to the agreed time limit. So if the time limit has been given to you to be 30 a technical difficulty at that moment. So we can continue. So we're on number 4, where I was talking about presenting your argument and to use the following when you do that. You use emotive language. What is emotive language? Emotive language is Emotive language is the type of language you use, or the words or the way you communicate in a way that you evoke certain emotions in people. If then you want people to feel in a certain way, you can make them to feel that way. If you want to make people feel sad, tell them a sad story. Tell them something sad. If you want people to feel happy, say something which will lift up their spirits. Yes, that is what emotive language is all about. Then use persuasive language. Persuasive language, that is when you are persuading people to believe in what you're saying. You are persuading people to take what you say and to not question it. That is you being persuasive. That is when you are really taking people by the hand and telling them, so to say, that this is how things are, and you are showing them why things are that way, and they start to see them in the same way as you do. So when you present the argument, you become persuasive. So what that does is that it will help you to have the backing of the audience. The audience will really support you, and they will really vote for you at the end of the debate. And another thing is that if you are persuasive, then you will really confuse the members of the other team. You can really persuade them that they are wrong. And if they are persuaded that they are wrong, then you would really be winning. It will really show that you are somebody who can convince people. You are someone who is persuasive, and that will really score you good points. What else that which we can use is rhetorical questions. Rhetorical questions are those questions we ask, but we do not expect an answer because we already know the answer. You know, you know those type of questions, rhetorical questions. It is those questions you do not expect the answer because you know the answer. Even when you ask the person the rhetorical question, they will not answer you because they know that you know the answer. And then you have humor. Sometimes you may have to add some humor, to really make people laugh a bit. It will make people to feel good, and they will also listen to you. Yes. Sometimes you may need to exaggerate, that is, use hyperbole in order to drive your point across. So as an example, I can say, as an example, let us say that you haven't eaten the whole day, and then now is almost 2 p.m. now, and then you are hungry. What are you going to say to point that drive? So to really express how hungry you are, you can say something in the lines of, I am so hungry that I could eat a horse. So by saying that, you have exaggerated how hungry you are. And by doing that, it will be easy for us to really get to see how hungry you really are. We'll see that, oh, so you are that hungry. Sometimes you may need to exaggerate some things as a way to drive your point across. Repetition, sometimes you may need to repeat what you've said so that people can pay attention. Sometimes you may need to repeat. Yeah, maybe there's something that which you said in the introduction, you may have to say it again when you conclude your speech, so that people can really pay attention to it. Because something which is repeated, it is very difficult for it to be ignored. It will not be ignored because it is the only thing which is repeated. And we will be thinking that because you have repeated it, then it means that there is something special about it. Commanding verbs, you should use commanding verbs, all those action words which are commanding, which really will have people to respond by doing something. Okay, then number 5, the rest of the class will listen carefully to both teams, and they will decide which team was the most convincing. So do you see, for your team to win, you should be convincing. For you to be convincing, you have to be persuasive. And for you to be persuasive, you have to use you should use the following things that which I just went through a few minutes ago. The emotive language, the persuasive language, the rhetorical questions, the humor, exaggeration, repetition, and commanding verbs. So for you to really be persuasive, you really need to know your story. You need to know what it is that which you are talking about, so that if it happens that one of the other speakers tries to attack you, you can be able to defend yourself. You can be able to defend your team. If the other person from the other team is attacking the the arguments of your teammate, then when it's your turn, you can be able to defend them. you can be able to defend your team, to cement and to build on their main arguments. So that is what the debate is all about. It is teamwork. You cannot win debate alone. This is a teamwork kind of thing. All the three speakers really should work with each other. They should really cover each other's weaknesses and build upon each other's strengths. Not only that, as they cover their own weaknesses to hide it from the other team, they should be sure to make sure that the other team's weaknesses is exposed so that they can be able to use it against the other team to their own advantage. So that is really how a debate really happens. We really have run out of time. I was hoping that there could be some few minutes left for us to debate just a short topic, but unfortunately we are out of time. And I hope that you have enjoyed the lesson as much as I have enjoyed presenting and teaching it. So yes, this was the topic I had in mind, that summer is indeed better than winter. I wanted to hear what you have to say about it. Do you think summer is better than winter, or do you think that winter is better than summer? Whichever one that which you would be choosing. So that is what I was really hoping to do, but we have run out of time. But it's okay, we can get another opportunity next time, perhaps when we do group discussions, then, because group discussion really doesn't differ much with a debate, therefore that can really be doable. And remember, we said that whatever viewpoint you take, there should be reasons why you think so. Okay, you can't say summer is better than winter. We need reasons why you say that. We need statistics. We need you to persuade us. I mean, I believe that summer is better than winter. So if you believe that winter is better than summer and you want me to believe you, then you should really speak in a way that which will help me to change my mind. So that is what a debate is all about. You are changing other people's mind to really be aligned with yours. You really are getting people to agree with what you are saying. Okay, so that is what a debate is all about. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. I appreciate your contributions, your questions. Angelina Huapele, Junior Lunga, Min Mulyehi, Sfiso Jonathan. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us for the lesson of the day. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of it. We have come to the end of it. Tomorrow is Friday. Woo! It's Friday, so it's going to be good. There's going to be another lesson because tomorrow is Friday. So please don't forget to join us tomorrow. Same time, same place. Grade 7 English home language is going to be amazing. You're going to learn and going to enjoy while at it. And remember, if you have questions, complaints, comments, whatever, you can use this email, stemdigitalschool@africateamgeeks.co.za. And remember, you can follow us on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and also on Twitter. We are on social media. Thank you so much. Goodbye. So from all of us here, we love you. Bye-bye. See you next time.